The psychology of the internet troll. At their most benign, trolls raise blood pressures across internet chat rooms. At their worst, they push innocence to a lethal breaking point. But why? Why engage in such antisocial behavior? Those trying to understand, motivated by the desire to best the troll, find as many answers to this question as trolls themselves. Some assume trolls are bullies, cowards, sociopaths. Is this true? Sometimes, but as David Arbach posits in Anonymity as a Culture treatise, there's no way to know the views of the participants. They're anonymous players in a game without rules. Without the why, perhaps understanding lies in the mechanism for how trolls engage in such behavior. How can someone who outwardly appears to respect social norms, going to work, raising a family, so easily adopt a contrarian alter ego? In a word, disinhibition. The phenomenon wherein one abandons social inhibitions that would normally be present in face-to-face interactions. In what he calls the Online Disinhibition Effect, psychologist John Suller explains that anonymity afforded by the internet sets the stage for trolling. Similar behaviors are observed over CB radios in the 1970s, when airwaves were infected by racist ramblings and disturbing masturbation fantasies. Arguably, the internet is more disposed to this behavior because, as Arbach observes, this is the first time where anonymous and fleeting discourse is primarily written rather than spoken. Suller identifies 6 factors contributing to the online disinhibition effect. Dissociative anonymity and invisibility. You don't know me, and you can't see me. Michael Bruch, a computer programmer, cat lover, and family man, turned himself into Violent Acres, the infamous Reddit smut peddler, who earned fandom through moderating controversial subreddits like Jailbait. The internet allows one to reinvent him or herself behind an anonymous veil. The obvious irony is that Bruch was outed by Gawker. A foolproof system it is not. Asynchronicity. See you later. Trolling comes from the fishing technique of setting one's baited line in the water, dragging it behind the boat, and waiting for a bite. The activity is passive, allowing one to go about his or her business while waiting for results. The same principle plays out online. Brian Lymond, a self-confessed troll and atheist, prefers going after his own. His chum of choice? Posing as a devout Christian. Setting his bait in the Twitter sphere, it's such a shame that atheists will never know true love. #atheism. He sits back, enjoys a beer, and watches as the infuriated godless bite. Solipsistic introjection. It's all in my head. Without the visual cues of face-to-face conversation, one is free to assign characteristics to those they encounter online. Discussing what he calls a-culture, Arbach asserts that introverts, who once found solace and community online, felt threatened when Facebook took it away, turning safe anonymity into a competition for attention. Participants in a-culture see outsiders as a threat to their territory. Dissociative imagination. It's just a game. Violent Acres illustrates how one might dismiss trolling as just a game. Reddit assigns karma points to popular subreddits, motivating people to actively moderate provocative content. Justifying his antisocial persona in the name of the game, Violent Acres admitted creating racist and misogynistic subreddits in an attempt to accumulate meaningless internet points. He was wildly successful. Minimizing authority. We're all equals. The internet provides a unique opportunity for individuals to interact freely across the social strata. This is notably true in politics. Some political parties hire people to troll forums, spreading their rhetoric. Perhaps only online can a troll launch ad hominem attacks directly at the president, a privilege once reserved for pundits. The online disinhibition effect illustrates that trolls are opportunistic, playing an online game rooted in their anonymity. Simple, really. Do note, however, that each factor relies on a common thread to make it viable: people willing to engage the troll. Trolling is not a game of solitaire. Unless we want to actively suppress freedom of speech, the only way to beat a troll is to not play the game.